Hello and welcome again. This is Jane Whiting on day 2 of our Have the Love You Deserve challenge. And today I'm going to share with you some universal laws of relationship that probably aren't widely known or understood or accepted even, but they're really critical. If you have a deep understanding of these laws, then it will help you enormously in healing your relationships. And I want to talk about your relationship with your parents, because this is the relationship that sets the blueprint or the benchmark for all other relationships. It's like our first relationship, and it affects us so deeply on so many levels. And particularly today, I'm going to talk about our relationship with our mums, and tomorrow I'll talk about our father relationship. And this, what I'm speaking, most of the people doing this challenge are women, but what I'm saying applies to men also. So we are all deeply impacted by our relationship with our mum. And as a woman, we are so deeply impacted by this. It affects us so deeply. And it starts in utero, where we soak up at the cellular level all our mother's beliefs regarding how she feels about being a woman, her beliefs about her body, how she cares for her health, her degree of self-worth, her beliefs and views regarding life, including her capacity for success, her beliefs about money, her beliefs about her sexuality and sexuality in general, and her beliefs and expectations regarding relationships. Because our mother's history shapes and influences every area of our lives. We are like inextricably intertwined and enmeshed energetically with our mums. There's no separation. And we all have this primal need to be seen, noticed, and validated by our mothers. We just long for her approval, and it's a biological need that stays with us throughout our life. It doesn't matter how old you are. As small children, especially up to 6 years of age, we are heavily programmed through our experiences. And this, especially the behaviours and feedback that we receive from our primary caregivers, especially our parents. And if you were adopted, this includes your adopted mother also. So you have the influence of your biological mother, and then you have the influence of your adopted parents too. So therefore, if our mothers were smiling and approving of us, then we feel worthy and valued. But alternatively, if she was absent or withholding of love because perhaps we haven't met her expectations, then this can cause deep abandonment issues, and it's really devastating. So when the mother-child relationship is strong, it can be one of the most empowering and beautiful relationships. And yet so often this mother-daughter or mother-son relationship even is fueled with disappointment and hurt and resentment on both sides. So for healing to happen, we need to be aware that our mums are a product of their own childhood and life experiences, and also the cultural conditioning of the times that they grew up in, where perhaps their needs probably weren't a priority. Depending how old you are, I'm in my mid-50s, and certainly, for my mum, they didn't have the books or the self-help resources that are so freely available for us today. And also they didn't talk about women's empowerment, and this is only really new, and the importance of self-love and self-care, it probably wasn't even on their radar. And as children, no matter how old we are, especially daughters, we often bear the brunt of our mother's unhappiness. And I can certainly relate to that. Therefore, if your mother was wounded, then often she's not able to support you in moving forward in your life because she herself is so needy. In fact, the inherited pain of our mothers is the core issue at the centre of women's empowerment. We have so much work to do. We have to make peace with the past. We have to make peace with our mums so that we can move forward and step into our power and be whole and fulfilled and move forward in our lives like never before. Because problems and dysfunction in this relationship, it's just rampant. And also it's not openly recognised. It carries a lot of shame. And it only serves to keep it hidden. And then it festers like a nasty wound or like a boil. When we look at history, for millennia, women have been conditioned by patriarchal culture to think of themselves as inadequate or inferior to men. And this oppression has internalised and it has continued to fester, and it's been passed down through countless generations of women. No wonder our mothers are damaged or were damaged. So what are the symptoms of a damaged mother-daughter relationship? And here's just a few. Deep-seated feelings of unworthiness and not being good enough. Shame and guilt that you deserve to be treated badly. Or that there's something wrong with you and that whatever's going on in your life, it's all your fault. And it can often reveal itself as being scared to express yourself fully because you don't want to be seen, because you don't want to be a threat to your mother and other women. Or being controlling and rigid and dominating. Or having a high tolerance of poor treatment from others. Self-sabotage or overwhelming feelings of powerlessness. Or feeling threatened by other women. Or eating disorders and addictions in an attempt to fill that deep void within. And depression, it's another big one, feeling powerless to change things. So it can feel really threatening to us as women. Believe me, I've been there. I know how it feels to step out and express ourselves honestly because of the fear of reprisal or rejection from our mums. But then again, failing to do this is a big letdown to ourselves, and it's a betrayal of ourselves, which is even worse. And it's betraying other women and our mums also. Unconsciously as daughters, we may realise on some level that if we step up into our personal best and embrace all the opportunities that life has on offering, then this can be perceived by our mother as a threat because of her own internalised grief and pain that she didn't or wasn't able to realise her own high hopes and dreams. And I also want to say that just as we may be feeling abandoned and let down by our mothers, they are the legacy of countless generations of women who were oppressed and devalued and disempowered and very damaged in a world where they didn't have a voice, and in which case their inadequacies and perceived failures, when you think about it like that, it's not their fault. So they were a product of very dysfunctional and a very oppressive culture. When I was in India recently, or actually it was a year or so ago now, at the Oneness University while meditating, I had a vision which has just changed my life. And we were doing a contemplation regarding any obstacles that were blocking our path to living our highest destiny. And my mother's been gone for a long time now, and I've done so much work, and I really felt like I was in a pretty good place with her. But what I saw really rocked me. I saw myself in my mother's womb, and I had the sense of her blood flowing through every cell and atom in my body. And I saw how the womb and motherhood is very sacred, and that all the negative energy that I had projected onto my mum had come straight back at me and was the cause of every single problem in my life, including problems in my relationship with my husband. So being anything less than loving and grateful towards our mothers is violating a universal law. And this violation has really disturbing and devastating consequences that can affect your life in a big way, as it did mine. And this is regardless of how awful she may have been at times, or whether or not she is living or dead, or whether she'll have anything to do with you. Your mother gave you life and she sustained you, and she would have made many sacrifices for you, even if she didn't do a very good job. And this is why it's so important to heal your relationship with your mum. And if you're having trouble with this, just call for that higher wisdom within you to help you. This is where, if we, like Einstein says, we can't solve problems with the same consciousness that created them. And it's the same, that this applies here. We need to reach and connect more deeply with our inner wisdom, that higher presence within us. So I want you to reflect on that. Are there relationship problems that you are facing a reflection of deep hurts and programming that you've taken on from your relationship with your mother? Close your eyes now and bring your awareness to your heart center. Take a few deep, steady breaths and center yourself within your heart space. And bring a picture of your mum into your vision, or have an impression of her, or just sense that she is with you, either holding her in your heart or in front of your mind's eye, in front of your third eye, between your eyebrows. And note what feelings are coming up for you. You know, it doesn't really matter what you're feeling. If you feel angry or indifferent, hurt, disgust, it's all perfectly okay. The only thing that matters is that you're honest with yourself. And if you have pleasant feelings, well, then that's great, that's wonderful. But there's always room to go deeper. Even if your mum was awful, and even if she'll have nothing to do with you, or maybe she gave you up at birth and you were adopted, or maybe she's long gone, long left this earthly life. No matter, it doesn't matter what the story is, doesn't matter what your history is. Just remember, you wouldn't be here without her. She gave you life. It's the most precious gift of all. And it's just absolutely vital for your happiness and well-being to do everything that you can to heal and make peace within yourself regarding this relationship. So what I'm asking you to do today is to look more closely at this relationship with your mum and be open to ways to heal or bring you closer, even if she's long gone, or even if you had quite a good relationship, as I said. There's always potential to create more love and harmony in this relationship. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow in tomorrow's video.